It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Now this shit that went too far. Kevin Gates spits a giant loogie down a fan's throat. Now when is enough is enough? When is too far too far? Now why would you let any human being spit down your throat? You gotta be a nasty, disgusting, filthy individual. First of all, to spit in somebody's mouth, I'm just keeping it real. I fuck with Kevin Gates music, and Kevin Gates to me is a real dude. But that's some nasty shit. And if a woman lets you spit down their throat, she ought to be ashamed of herself. Like it's a limit in life. It is called a speed limit. You don't go too fast. You don't do too fucking much. Now, Kevin Gates recently told us to expect explosiveness on his tour. So he hocked down a loogie down the fan's throat, totally fell under that category. He kicked off his Only the Generous tour over the weekend in Portsmouth, Virginia, where he invited a fan on stage, and she quickly gave verbal permission for him to do whatever you want. Now see, this is what I'm talking about. Women are going to concerts now and letting rappers, singers do whatever they want to them. People don't give a fuck no more. Everybody is out in the open. Everybody is to the extreme. Haven't you noticed? If you're living out here in this world, this planet called Earth, you should have noticed that people are out of control. Now, everybody has the right to do what they want to do. That's why it's called a free country. That's why it's called a human being. That's why it's called your body. You can do whatever you want to do with your body. But letting a motherfucker spit down my throat, ain't nothing sexy about that to me. That won't turn me on. That would make me throw up. I would vomit. Like, how could you do this? So for a person to let another person spit down their throat, it's like they're literally worshiping this person. And that is called going too motherfucking far. He then escorted the fan in her folding chair throne and instructed her to stick out her tongue, and then proceeded to drop a spit missile down her throat, immediately drawing moans and groans from the crowd. Now the fan didn't seem to mind, probably could have used the bill. This shit is crazy. How could you continue your life after letting somebody spit down your throat? Now I want to know, what is the purpose and what is the story that this lady gonna say for letting this man do that? You can't say that they turn you off. You know what? Some people are having so many mental health issues right now that I actually believe this lady pussy got wet. I believe her coochie was soaking wet from him spitting down the throat. Now we have lost sight of what freakiness and going too far is. It's a difference. Freakiness is getting a good feeling that feels so fucking good that you can explode like it's the 4th of July. It is not doing nothing nasty like pissing, like that golden shower stuff that people are doing. Urinating on a human being body and you're getting turned on. I don't understand this. Defecating on people. They have people that are literally using people as toilets. And they get turned on. A human toilet. They got some people out here that want you to be their human toilet. Oh, man, I thought that I would see some stuff growing up and living. But it never seems to amaze me the limits that people can go to. Now, Kevin Gates said he got into tour shape through basketball tutelage of Kevin Durant and other basketball players. But we're not sure Kevin D taught him how to swish with spit. Now, he cracking jokes. Now, the tour still has plenty of days going on to the end of the year. All spit swallowers to the front of the stage. This is too far. And guess what? Guess what? You got some women right now that watch this video clipping of Kevin Gates spitting down this lady's throat that are planning to buy tickets and get the same treatment. That's what's so fucked up about this story. They are planning to get the same thing that happened to this lady. They are dreaming. Girl, I let him spit down my throat too, bitch. What times are we? If you're a lady that will let a man spit down your throat because he a rich rapper, you fucked up. You have lost sight of living. It's not going to get you a check. This lady acting like that. Once he spit down her throat, he gave her $20,000. Get some money if you're going to do something funny. Damn. Now, there's been a lot of bizarre, wild stories going on this week. We got another one. Baltimore Orioles baseball game. We had a naked person run on the goddamn baseball field with nothing but bikini drawers on. What is what's wrong? What? I bet that motherfucker is on crystal meth mixed with fentanyl mixed with alcohol. He has a triple threat going on. Why would you run on a baseball field to get attention but naked? And they know when they do this type of shit what's going to happen. They know they're going to get slammed. Field invader body slammed by guard and carried out. A field invader at the Baltimore Orioles game on Saturday was speared by a security guard, body slammed to the ground like a rag doll, and then carried out by his arms.
Shut up, Meg.
And legs, and the wild scene was all captured on video. Now the man was wearing nothing but tiny briefs with the word virginity rocks. This motherfucker had a nerve to have on customized drawers. I mean, he really planned this out. This was a planned run on the baseball field, get attention type of move. He stormed the Camden Yards turf in the 8th inning of Baltimore's playoff opener against the Texas Rangers. You can see in the clips filmed by the fans in the stands, the man raced onto the field for several seconds before they prematurely tackled his ass. Now, somehow he got up on his feet, which forced the security to hurl him right back to the grass. It was like a UFC match. If you could have seen this naked ass man with nothing but a thong on, wrestling with other men, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't even touch. I'd have been like, look, just get out of here. I'm not touching you. You nasty motherfucker. I'm not putting my hand. I quit. I would have quit that day. He wanted people to touch her. This probably turned this man on. Have y'all ever thought about that? Think about that. Why would you run on the baseball field butt naked, knowing you're going to get slammed, took to jail? That sounds to me a man want to get touched by another man. And what better slick way to do that? He like, yeah, they're going to rough me up. Ooh, they're going to slam me to the ground and take me to jail. That's what happened. See, it be underlying conditions with some of these sick people that carry out these crazy things. Now, the police officer put handcuffs on the man and they escorted him off the field. And if you could look at him, he looks like a midget. This dude looks like he's about 4'9". And I'm not talking about midgets, but this is a crooked criminal. Yeah, he looks real small. He looks kind of like a child, but you can tell he is not a child. And despite all the excitement and the shot of adrenaline from the scene, Baltimore ended up losing the game. This man made them lose the game. They probably was laughing so hard and got so entertained by this damn fool. They was like, look, we ain't worried about winning. This is the show of the day. This is the home run we needed to hit. Fuck it. He took their attention away from the game and they focused. This was like a clown. This was like being at the circus. Watching the horses. Watching the elephants and the people swing. You know how they swing and the elephants be throwing their trunks up in the air. This was a circus. Okay, enough of that. Next topic. Joe Budden. I'm going to tell you something. If y'all don't know who Joe Budden is, Joe Budden got one of the biggest podcasts in the game. Talk his shit. Got plenty listeners, plenty fans. But you know what? I'm starting to pay attention to him. And I know he doing this for views. He's starting to talk about people that don't need to be talked about. Musical legends. that everybody in the world know every time they drop an album, it's a hit. For instance, he's talking about Drake. Drake hasn't put out a flop album since he's been in the game. Let's just keep this shit real. Everybody know every album that Drake has put out has been hit after hits. You gotta give people credit when it's deserved. Now, Budden been taking shots at people, criticizing albums and shit and saying how whack people shit is. But this time, you didn't fucked up. I got to represent. I fuck with Drake. Joe Budden, you lost your motherfucking mind, nigga. Now, Drake is still ticked about Budden's shots. He said beef is good for Joe ratings. Drake has huge sales week. He has a huge sales week on the horizon, but isn't ready to let bygones be bygones over Joe Budden's scathing critique of his new album. For all the dogs in his boy's lifestyle, Drake threw another shot, clowning him for having a bulletproof fedora case in his podcast career. I thank God for this life and not having to come to rush conclusions on Best Buy podcast mics. That's cold. Drake basically saying, nigga, you doing a podcast on Best Buy mics. Now, this is what I got to come in at. And I got to speak for Joe. Even though, Joe, you're doing some sucker shit by hating on Drake. It don't matter where you get the mic from. If you got good audio quality and you got good stuff you're talking about and you be yourself, people gonna like you or not. A podcast is based on you speaking your mind with good energy and having people that like you. The people that like you, you build from that. Look, if this world was based on satisfying everybody, nothing would get done. You can't make everybody happy. I'm getting off topic. Fuck Joe Budden. I just was saying. Now, Hits DD is projecting Drake to have his biggest opening week since 2021. Evidence fans weren't digging that dance album that much. Yet he's still distracted by Budden enough to spend the weekend duking it out with him. The Canadian rapper went out of his way to discredit Budden's podcast co-host, engineer Parks Valley, essentially labeling him cool as Mark Zuckerberg, to which Parks might have trumped Drake with his response, revealing he actually worked on Drake's 2016 Scorpion album. Now, JB was basking in yet another level up for his podcast in the wake of his Drake's beef, posting how his Anti-Dogs episode was competing in the global news market against Israel versus Hamas and Donald Trump. Hyper Bowl, also good ratings. Now, what the fans hated or loved it, the new album could be Drake's last offering for a while. He says stomach issues has been holding him back for some time now. That means something is wrong with Drake's stomach. Now, Drake, what are you putting in your stomach? I hope you ain't sucking these ladies' insides and swallowing their juices. These are now healthy juices that these women eat. They eating everything now. Especially these young, sexy, beautiful ladies. They don't want to eat no healthy fruits and vegetables and shit. They might eat it sometime when we go out, but they want to eat hot chips. Nasty ass, unhealthy ass McDonald's. They want to eat all the poison they're going to make when they piss and shit be rotten. So, Drake, I hope you haven't been sucking clits. But anyway, Drake got stomach issues that's been holding him back. And we didn't know this, but now we know. See, just because you get a lot of money and a lot of fame, it don't mean that your health can't be fucked up. That's why when you get money and you living life and life is going good, I'm talking to y'all out there that's having a good life right now and the paper is flowing financially like you want it to flow. Put some good stuff in your body. Do not go out and eat bullshit and you making enough money to eat the good shit. You eat good, healthy stuff so you can be able to spend your money. Because if you eating garbage, you ain't going to be here to do it. Now, to wrap this up, the Budden beef could be real or fabricated. Marketing. Either way, the numbers fade both for their businesses. Check this out. You got to learn how to work the game of life like the Kardashians. So if Joe Budden and Drake is playing like that they having fake beef, then it's good for business. People are going to tune in just to hear the juice. You know we living in a country where people love gossip, drama. They love it. You just tune into another motherfucking episode of Legend the Comic. Now, if you ain't doing nothing with your life, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. If you're out there doing something with your life, you ought to be proud of yourself. Stop making all these kids and you ain't gonna watch them. We can no longer ride and enjoy a Kia or a Hyundai because of your kids running free and you just being wild, knowing that you ain't gonna look after them. Your baby dad is out here. Yeah, I see you at the club. You're fresh. New outfit on, Jordans. Your son needs you, nigga. Stop going out and spend that money and time with your son. This has been a beautiful episode. Life is beautiful.